Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you have ever wondered how massive platforms like Netflix, Uber or Amazon seamlessly manage millions of user profiles, transactions and searches every single second, the answer lies in the relational databases. And the language used to talk to these databases is SQL. My name is Abhijit and I have spent 2 years working as a corporate trainer teaching MySQL, Java, and Selenium automation to hundreds of students who aspire to become IT professionals. Starting today, starting today, I am bringing the exact structured industry level training directly to this channel. Whether you're a student, a QA engineer trying to learn automation backend, or an aspiring developer, this playlist is built for you. Let's dive straight in and get started. Okay, so first, before starting with SQL and querying using databases, we have to first discuss some facts about what is data, what are the databases, what are the different types of databases. Okay, so with a good introduction and a good flow, we will start working with the databases. Okay, so first, okay. Now, before diving into databases, let's discuss what is data. So let's take an example. Suppose we have a census taking place next year in our country, right? So the census has various factors. The census has various information such as name of a name of a person. Okay, then what is his current status, his date of birth, uh, up to which level he was educated. So like that, in a locality, there will be so many people, right? So many people, their details, everything gets collected and stored in the database, and that database is used to assess the country's current status of development. Is it so? So that is one example of data. Another example of data I can give is, let us take a, we all use Amazon for shopping, right? So Amazon has our details, right? Such as name, address, uh, then what all purchases we have done in the past, and so on and so forth. So these are called data. Okay. Now the core definition of data is data usually refers to facts and figures that assist in providing information. Like I have earlier mentioned to you, what is census and how Amazon platforms like Amazon, Google, Facebook, they all have our data, right? They all have our details such as name, place, where all we have visited. So everything is helping them analyze, what you prefer. Okay. So data helps the company in gathering information about the user choices, preferences, then what should be promoted. Okay. And you should remember, for a data to be meaningful, it should have some context. Okay. For example, if I say random like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you might be wondering what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Is it so? You will not have doubts, right? You will have doubts, right? So what for is it? But if I say the population of city XYZ is 12 lakh 41,390, then you can say, okay, so I am referring to city XYZ's population as 12,41,390. So there the context is available. So we know, okay, I am referring to the city's population. So without any context, numbers, names, whatever you put, it is meaningless. Okay. Now next one. Coming to what is database. A database is an ordered collection of structured data typically stored electronically in a computer system. Okay, we will come to what is structured data and all later. First, let us understand with an example. Before the advent of databases, we used to store data in registers, files, yes or no? If you go to the banks, they have a register where they contain our account number, right? Amount and so on. So where is the so that register used to act as a database when things were not computerized. Okay. In software terminology, we can say database is an ordered collection of structured data electronically in a computer system. Now, what is database management system? It is just, you can simply say, it is a system which is used to control and manage the databases. For example, MySQL is a database management system. Microsoft SQL Server is an example of database system. Then Oracle, NoSQL, all these are examples of database management system. The DBMS is the abbreviation for database management system, acts as an interface between a database and its end users or program. So suppose let us take an example. Let's take an example of ordering a food item through Swiggy. Okay. A user enters the Swiggy website. After that, he chooses what items he want to buy, right? Yes, from which restaurant he wants to buy. So all these data get stored into the database. Okay. So it also checks like in a particular restaurant how much stock of food is available. So we need DBMS to interact between the database. Okay, and it should be real and live. So database and the end application program, which is our Swiggy application. So these details regarding the food stored in a restaurant, user details, what the user has ordered, everything exists in a database first. So to interact with the end user program so that the user can order the food successfully. Okay. Now coming to the types of databases. There are so many types of databases, out of which I am discussing the prominent three. Okay. So in this tutorial, we will be continuing mostly with relational databases. Okay. So what is a relational database? You just have to remember that every detail in a relational database is stored in the form of a table. Okay. For example, we make a bill, right? A bill from a supermarket or a restaurant can be considered as an example for a relational database. Okay. So in a relational database, we can store the data inside a tabular form with rows and columns. Next comes the object-oriented database. So people who have prior knowledge of programming languages such as C, C++, and Java, they might be aware of the various object-oriented programming concepts like abstraction, encapsulation, and all. They might be having an idea of what is object-oriented programming. Okay, so in an object-oriented database, information is represented as objects, which is similar to object-oriented programming languages like C, C++, and Java. C is not an object-oriented programming language, sorry. And the third one comes NoSQL. NoSQL allows unstructured and semi-structured data manipulation. Now, earlier I have mentioned structured data means data is presented in the form of tables, that is rows and columns. In NoSQL, there will be no such thing called as tabular data. Okay, data is represented in various formats such as graphs, then JSON, and various other formats available. And there is no particular requirement that the data has to be stored in such and such a manner. Therefore, it is very popular as the web application started growing and becoming more complex. Okay. Now, what is a structured query language? The definition is very much evident from the name. Okay. Simply, you can put it as a querying language used to communicate with a structured database, or you can say relational database. Okay. So SQL is a specialized language used to interact with databases for querying, manipulating, and removing data. In relational databases, the most popular choice among developers and IT professionals is MySQL, okay, which can be used to fetch, query, and manipulate the data. Apart from MySQL, there are databases like Microsoft SQL, MS SQL database, then Oracle DB is there, Cassandra is there, then under NoSQL you have MongoDB. So there are various types of structured query languages. Okay, and usually in SQL we perform various operations such as fetching the data, manipulating the data, and probably removing the data, which so usually not happen all the time. So what I'm saying here is the key operations are select, insert, update, delete, and drop. Okay, we will discuss more about these queries when we start doing the practicals. Okay, what is MySQL? MySQL is an open source RDBMS based on SQL. It is designed to process millions of queries with high performance. Okay, and it is very popular for developing web applications. Most of the web applications and even famous applications such as Facebook, Netflix, Meta, Instagram, they all use MySQL as the database, okay, to store data. And it is also very popular among fintech companies and web-based enterprises globally. And the advantage of MySQL is Since it's optimized for web applications, it can be run anywhere. Okay. So that is regarding the introduction and SQL. If you have any queries, please feel free to comment. Okay. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.